одно згадую, я справлюсь. Только текст дайте.
Прошу. Сайт є напишіть оригінал у Фейсбуку, у Гуглі ви знайдете. Ці фотографії поки що немає, вони тільки на моєму Фейсбуці. Так само, треба в Фейсбуці, треба, щоб ви написали оригінал, так само, як написано на моєму сайті. Прошу, але з Олексієм. Добре, як треба інтерв'ю, можемо це тренувати на веселці. Добре, фініш не бачиш, так? Як вас бачу на телевізії. Так, мені здається, що ми друзі, так я бачу вас часто на телевізії. Я тут добре.
А можна пригласити Андрія?
Сказав, що ви хочете написати.
А я? Ще одна спецперсона.
А та сама, але та сама. Я покажу, це далі. Сесія закінчиться. Там Андрій. Дякую.
Пане полковнику, пане Андрію, вас чекає вся країна.
Колеги, ми продовжуємо.
Dear colleagues, we continue our working day. Now I give the floor to Presidential Administration spokesman on ATO-related issues, Colonel Andriy Lysenko. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. And now to your attention, information about the events in the ATO area during the last 24 hours. In Lugansk area, ceasefire continues, and today in the morning, Stanitsa Luganska checkpoint was opened, and it will work till the 11th of May. In Donetsk area, in the second part of the day, there were 7 heavy shellings delivered by the enemy, and in the course of each shelling, they used mortars. They launched about 80 mortar mines of different caliber. And only in Svetlodarsk-Balch it was calm, and in other areas of the front line, mainly Zaitsevo and suburbs of Donetsk, the enemy delivered fire. Near Novobakhmutivka village in Isanovat region in Donetsk, a civilian was blown up by a wire trap. He was timely hospitalized. In Mariupol area, the enemy also actively uses mortars, and also sniper fire was delivered, and the situation is uncalm there, and some positions were shelled for 6 times during the 24 hours. ATO forces were forced to return fire, and the main hot areas were Mariinka and Krasnogorivka. On the whole, in Mariupol area, there were 33 enemy shellings. During the last 24 hours, in the result of the military actions, 2 Ukrainian servicemen were killed and 4 were wounded. Yesterday in Kramatorsk, a militant was detained. His nickname is Yakut. He carried out subversive activities at the line of confrontation. It was identified that in December 2014, This man was working in Moscow, and he was recruited, and then he was included in DPR gang formation as an intelligence officer. But then this man understood his mistake, and he returned to his native town of Kramatorsk, and then he was detained there. So with the approach of Easter, servicemen present some gifts to children at the front line. 500 children of low-income families of IDPs, they got presents, and they are ready for this great holiday. And also children from Odeshina prepared some presents for the servicemen. And school children took part in some master classes. They decorated some Easter eggs, and today artworks of these children, together with humanitarian aid and letters, will be sent to the front line. Thank you, Colonel. Now questions. Natalia Armola, 1+1. Tell us, please, what is the condition of those 4 people who were wounded, and what happened to them? And there was information about 2 drones that were at night skies, and they brought some explosives that they dropped. There were 40 shellings on the whole yesterday, and because of these shellings, 2 people died, one in Avdiivka, one in Nevelsky, and 2 were injured in Avdiivka, 1 was injured in Nevelsky, and 1 in Mariinka. As to the information about drones, air drones that dropped some explosive devices, this information is not in this report because this was fixed after midnight. And our report is to the midnight, not after the midnight. So in the next report, this information will be reflected, and the enemy uses air drones that drop explosive substances and also igniting substances. There were some instances that when they tried to blow up our storage facilities with the help of these air drones, and our servicemen observed and fixed the places of fire, and they extinguished the fire. And you know that it is difficult because this substance is highly inflammable, and but our servicemen managed to succeed. So the question is about, do you have some information about whether there are shellings starting from this morning? So the enemy violates his fire, but we hope that the enemy will adhere to those agreements that were reached at international level. Thank you, Colonel. If you don't have other questions, this is the end of press conference. Dear colleagues, this is the end of our working day, and tomorrow there will be a press conference of Alexander Matuzyannik at 12:30.